Folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. Rudy, yes, you in the back. I heard Dominaria has gone to crap. Yeah, well, it has. The market cannot hold Dominaria collector boxes. To my surprise, I know a lot of people saying, Rudy, look how much shenanigans they had to do. Why are you surprised? Well, I am. I thought for sure Dominaria collectors would hold around that $250 range, including shipping plus tax. So maybe like $260, $270 out the door. The pre-order range prices. And I was wrong. They are continuing to dissolve and just erode in financial value. Now, the set boxes and draft are fine. Dominaria Jumpstart is, they're actually melting them down to speed bumps for the Taco Bell drive-thru. Chick-fil-A declined them, but they are using the Jumpstart boxes for speed bumps. And I think they are also using them for the something else. I can't remember. Some vibrating toy thing. I think I don't know. But anyways, folks, you got to understand something. Kamigawa, Dominaria, hell, I'll even say Strixhaven. I'll even go even further. Adventure's Forgotten Realm, and guess what? I'll even make it trigger. Baldur's Gate. All these products are truly not going to zero. They're not terrible products. And unlike different periods in the cardboard world where things did collapse and go to hell, the reasons today are macro related. And that's not something we've really talked on this channel. In the past, when a lot of things dropped in price, it's because the product sucked. Simply put, Dragon's Maze is a meme because, simply put, it's just not a good product. I mean, it's great. You can open a Dragon's Maze box and you average 1 to 3 Shocklands from RTR and Gate Crash because they're slotted in the back basic land, the gate slot. But overall, a couple fun mythics and Voice of Resurgence and I think Master of Cruelty, some other rares and blah blah blah. But overall, it was a bad product. Baldur's Gate collector boxes. If it was priced like Time Spiral Remastered was, in other words, half the price, I don't think you wouldn't see the financial decline and losses that we saw with Baldur's Gate collectors. Okay? When you look at Strixhaven, AFR, Call Time, just Zendikar, and now what? Hunt? Crimson's the only one I can say is a weak set. I wouldn't call it Dragon's Maze, but it's pretty close to Dragon's Maze 2.0. But today, Kamigawa 2022, Kamigawa, Streets of Barry Manilow's Copacabanas, not including supplemental sets and double masters, but Kamigawa, Streets of Barry Manilow, and now Dominaria. I don't think either one, in Streets, I think is a very cool mafia-themed kind of little group. I don't think it's a bad product at all. But we are in a situation where the quality of the product is now secondary. Until we see stabilizing just economic conditions, which I still think is going to happen, even though everyone just says the end is near, it's going to happen. And the amount of opportunity, because you got to understand why prices fall and why every day you see undercutting of stores. Let's talk about the stores for a second. The stores themselves, with Dominaria, the newest set, these collector boxes, they were hoping that they would hold 250 and go to 300. We all were. But they didn't. That's just not what the market did. Now we can blame supply being too high. We can blame Wizards. I mean, Wizards packed it. What? Phyrexians. We got Phyrexian Text. You got Liliana and fucking Standard. You got Legend Box. I mean, they juiced it. And if this was 2020, like Ikoria, Theros Beyond Death, M21, Throne of Your Ex, War of Your Ex, if this was 2020 era, Dominaria collector boxes would be 300 to 400 right now. But it's not. It's not that the products changed. It's that we've all moved forward. The economy's crappy, and the credibility and trust towards Wizards has eroded. The market is really suspect of Wizards' attitude and Wizards' products now. No matter what Wizards releases, all of us go like this. Oh yeah? Yeah, Baldur's Gate 6.9? Yeah, you want us to buy that shit? Yeah, That's how everybody is. Everybody's attitude has shifted because we've all been punched in the face. And you can't blame customers. Can't blame patrons for not wanting a product. Can't blame the stores for being skeptical. Can't blame distributors for trying to do their job. Everyone in the ecosystem has been burned and is skeptical. So again, this is a moment that's very rare where the item itself is not primary. Every store right now has one focus: cash flow, paying bills, and not going bankrupt. That's where everybody's focus is right now. Has nothing to do with anything else, man. That is the focus. Stores aren't saying, yeah, well, I got all this Kamigawa collectors, and I'm going to sit on that for 5 years. Yeah, Barry Manilow over near the Rubik's Cube and the dumpster that's on fire, and Rudy's high school prom outfit here. We're going to sell it. Nobody's doing that. These stores are just saying, how much money we got tied up in inventory? Fucking dump as much as you can. But sir, we're selling the purple Beanie Babies at a loss. Hey, I paid $4.80 for that Beanie Baby. I'm going out big. Retirement plan. Yeah, paid an extra 20 cents for my cover on my Beanie Baby label. I'm in for $5. So again, stores aren't saying, I'm hoping that goes to 10. Stores are just like, if I sell it now, post shipping and fees, what can I get? How much money can I raise? So the thought process is no longer good set, okay set, dumpster fire. Oh, nobody cares. The playability and the attitude, sealed product investing, stores hoarding product, the army of Rudy patrons that are all having basements filled with sealed product. This whole concept in the last 6.9 years on YouTube with the Rudy patron army all hoarding millions of boxes is not happening. I have data that can tell you the amount of patrons buying Pokemon, MetaZoo, and Weiss in non-Magic products is the highest it's ever been. Now, of course, if Magic releases, Infinity, Double Masters, Warhammer, these specialty things, all of a sudden I can see the patron army going, all right, Rudy, yeah, we want the specialty. The specialty items are still attracting people. And again, we're going to be talking about the Infinity thing pretty soon later this week. And I wouldn't downplay the Infinity thing. This is not a silver-bordered, unplayable piece of garbage. Some of these textured Shocklands varieties is going to put a floor under it. Okay, we're going to talk about that later because you can't have, Infinity draft box or collector box drop 50 to 70% like a Boulder's Gate when you have like a safety net of Shocklands. And some of those Shocklands are fucking beautiful. Oh my god! And all these, in other words, there's a little bit more to that. But anyways, moving on. The point is, I'm just telling you all, we're in a moment, like my other video. You got to be greedy. You got to go out. You need to work. You need to better yourself, increase your financial position, buy anything. I don't know what stock you should buy. Fuck, I don't know what stock to buy. So what do? I just buy whatever the fuck I can. I spread it out and do whatever I can. You want the best financial advice? Buy whatever you can. Buy the overall market if you don't know how to pick stocks, because I don't know how to pick stocks. Have exposure. Buy into things. But Rudy, I'm worried. Let me explain something to you guys. There's two possible outcomes. There's not a third. There's not a fourth. There's two possible outcomes for the future of sealed boxes of Dominaria, buying into the S&P 500, buying a piece of real estate. There's two outcomes in the long time frame of 10, 20, 30 years plus. There's only two. A, it all goes to shit in hell and everything goes to zero and it doesn't matter anyways. Or B, the world doesn't end. The sun does rear its little booty up and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I guess we are all going to move forward. And somehow we all find a way to live and fight again. And we look back and say, man, I should have bought more. Those are the only two outcomes in 10 years. 20 years, 50 years. Those are the only two outcomes. I mean, how many times have you heard people in the Magic world say, Rudy, God, I remember when you did those Bizarre Baghdad videos and you're buying them all and you said Bizarre Baghdad should be $2,000 and you told people to buy them when they were at 600. Yeah, I bought the hell out of them. I told everybody to buy them. And what people said, Rudy, it's all-time high. I don't want to buy it 500, 600. It's already an all-time high. And the funny thing about life is in 10 years from now, if that sealed box is $1,000 in 10 years, do you really care if you paid $250 versus $220? Hell, it crashed to $150. In the long time frame, chasing the pennies ends up losing you dollars, and you become a Timmy for life. And that's the real financial advice. The real financial advice is you get further by grinding, accumulating, stacking, staying focused, and building a better you, and building a better, safer, stronger future for you, your family, and your life. And yeah, there's times things go down, and it's okay. But if you mentally cannot take something declining 10%, 20, 50%, if you can't take that, then you are not at a level. You're too weak-minded. You shouldn't have money, and you shouldn't be collecting, investing, or doing anything. Sit at home, Go out front, dig a hole, be a carrot, get a lawn chair, go yell at cars. Because I told you guys in the other videos, I don't care. I've gone the last 3-4 months in this cruel summer, losing money, things going negative, everything dropping. God knows how many millions I've lost on paper. But guess what? I know in the back of my mind, I hold the inventory. I hold my shares of stocks. I hold my coins and crypto and stuff. I have all my rental houses. And guess what? I know at the end of the day, I can outwork the average, median, average, mean person in the United States. I can outwork them and outrun them. And I want more of you all to do that. Because that's the real financial advice, like we talked about in the other video. And people are just, Rudy, Dominaria is down 10%. Or no, wait, what is it down now? 20%? Okay, collector boxes were $260. I think I sold to the patrons for like $240. And now they're what? $220 plus tax? So what? $230, $235? Let's say they go to $199. So if you sell them, you lose money as a store because of Wizard's price increase. Let's say, no, you know what? Screw it. Let's be the biggest bearscape Rudy Harry bear around. 867-5309. Text me, bearscape, nudes. 867-5309. So think about this. The Dominaria collector box. Let's pretend it goes to 150. It goes to hell. What is the downside in 10 years by not working extra and buying and accumulating that? You're afraid your 150 is going to go to 99? It's going to go to 0? In 10 years, it's not going to be the same price. It's either going to go to the moon and be 500 to 1,000 in 10 years, or it's going to go to 0 and nothing matters anyways, so at least you tried because you see what I'm getting at? You got to try, folks. And right now, no one's trying. No one's collecting sealed. Everyone's just negative on everything. The bull to bear negative indicator of happy to the moon and just everything's going to 0. The needle is pegged, popped through the peg, and below the camera on my one-legged stool. That's how I know. I've been saying it for a while. The downside risk right now versus long-term potential has never been more attractive in every asset category. It's just an incredible time to be alive. Blur out the negative BS garbage shit and look at the prices of collectibles, of stocks. Look at the yields on bonds for the first time in 10, 15 years. I said again, CD rates. 1-year CDs! FDIC guaranteed over 4%. You don't have to fucking do anything. Grind it. Make extra money. Get out of debt. Get $1 million put aside. You can put $1 million at risk-free CD at 4%. Actually, 4.5% now. You get $45,000 a year in interest for doing nothing. It's incredible. Excuses, right? Whatever.